Big Elvis, the Chef Rosenberg. I am here with a really good friend of mine of about 4 years, 3 years. His name is
Ulrich.
And we are in the car today.
Trying something different.
We're not always in the car. You know, I'm a lot of times in the car, but not Ulrich.
No. Cars don't even make sense to me.
You know, Daniel is supposed to be our co-host and hosting us at his penthouse. But something must have come up where his train, I think he missed the train or something like that,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, he missed his train. So when you miss your train, then guess what happens? The podcast that starts at 9:15 won't start at 9:45.
That's true.
And people get pissed off when we do that.
That's true. And we want to keep our listeners happy.
Yeah, people get really pissed off when I say we're going to have a podcast at 9:15 and I start at 9:45, 10 o'clock, and we want to let you know that you are appreciated. We were just talking about Rollo Tomasi, but the bigger conversation has been happening heavy throughout Main Street, and that's that John Morant debacle.
Yeah.
Let's call it a debacle. Can we call it a debacle?
What would a debacle constitute? I don't know if I've ever...
It's a quagmire.
Quagmire, okay. So
you know, quagmire. It's a baseball reference. Did you know that?
I did not know the quagmire was specifically
So can
baseball.
you use quagmire, because there's no pun intended here, but it's a sports reference. A quagmire is when the pitcher is up on the mound and I think fumbles the ball to some degree.
The pitcher fumbles? You can't fudge it.
Where's the soup?
What?
Where's the spoon? Try the soup. You don't know the try the soup?
I've never heard what you say.
Yeah. Try the soup. You know, the guy's eating, he's gonna go, you know, he's sitting at a diner.
Yeah.
And he calls over the waiter and he says, hey, waiter, do me a favor, try the soup for me. And the waiter's like, well, tell me what's wrong with the soup. Is something wrong with the soup? And he says, there's nothing wrong with the soup. Try the soup. Try the soup. And the guy's like, come on, I don't know if I want to try the soup. But, you know, he's like, why? You don't want to try my soup. You want to give me the soup? Oh, look, there he goes. Is that Daniel?
No, racist. Is it?
Is that him?
No, I don't think so. He looks tall and confident. I'm joking.
But he
I'm
has
joking.
little bags like he was shopping. Hey, yo, Daniel! Yo! Come here! Come here!
What time?
You say he looks tall and confident.
Now, Danny's going to be tight when he figures out we're not doing the show. But that... What up, Daniel?
Daniel B. Why don't you jump in the back seat for a minute?
I gotta use the bathroom, bro. Come upstairs.
All these trees?
Yeah.
Well, you know, we kind of started the podcast already.
Oh shit. Oh, y'all doing it from the car?
Yeah, man.
What were we supposed to do? We were on time.
Oh shit.
Say hello.
Hey, it's Daniel B.
The reason we're late, right here. Look at this guy.
My apologies.
Yeah, when I said, look, I think that's Daniel right there, Ulrich said, no, that's not Daniel. He looks too tall and confident.
Wow, that's what we doing? Wow. Wow, or that's how we getting down, bro.
He didn't think it was you. You look too tall and confident.
Wow.
No, that genuinely wasn't an insult.
Wow, it generally wasn't an insult. So that means I'm short and unconfident.
No.
That's all I got for it.
Now I feel bad. I didn't mean that to hurt your feelings. I didn't mean it in a mean way.
There you can take it.
Yeah, I can.
You'll know.
I
Yeah,
grew
right.
up in a harsh environment. A lot of verbal abuse.
I mean, we only been over here 45 minutes. It's not that bad.
All right. So what's
It's pretty bad. 45.
You got to. So you got to. You wanted to run upstairs and pee? Because I think now we're gonna do it in the car, man.
Yeah, run upstairs, pee, and come right back.
All right.
Oh, yo, hit one of these trees. Come on, there's nothing but trees over here.
He lives here. He's right here.
It's full of trees, buddy.
Well, this is good. Now, now he doesn't get the aspirin.
Ulrich,
Now I felt.
Ulrich, you'll do anything not to put on your shirt. I know it's that.
Oh my God.
Oh,
I do feel bad for Dan. Now you're gonna hurt. Now
no,
it's
it's
okay.
okay. Daniel, honestly, he's not the kind of guy who gets offended. He's just thought it. I think he thinks it's as funny as I thought.
I don't. It's more about hurting the feelings.
I don't think
I don't care
Daniel's
if they look
feelings
at
are
me.
hurt. Not that his feelings can't get hurt. I don't think that they are hurt. All right. Big Elvis the chef, waiting on Daniel to come down. We doing the pod without the comfort of being in the home.
We were introducing the John Morant situation.
Yeah, introduce the John Morant situation. Why not?
All right, I think I started talking about this on the pre-show. But if any of you are not basketball fans, John Morant is a point guard for the Memphis Grizzlies. He's one of the bigger players, or the bigger point players at his position. He's also one of the highest paid players at his position.
Can I say this?
Go ahead.
He lives in Memphis as well. He plays there and lives there. You know that, right?
I assumed it would kind of be a pain in the ass to have to travel.
And what month are we in? What part of the month is this? January will be the first month of the month of the year. What month is this as far as numbers?
For the season?
The
The season usually starts in.
No. What month are we in the year?
The 5th month. It's May.
This is May.
Yeah.
So in the last 5 months, 300 people were killed in Memphis.
Oh, okay. All right. I did not know that, but okay.
And there's only 300,000 people that live in Memphis. Not even 1 million people live in Memphis. So you got more people living in your 5 blocks that you live in than the whole Memphis.
Dang, so Memphis is very spread out.
Your neighborhood has, I think, like 1 million people, or like 400,000 people.
I don't know. I don't know. I barely look outside my head when I'm walking around. All right, so now I'm not sure where I was with John Morant. So, all right, so John Morant previously had gotten in some trouble. The reason John Morant got in this trouble was because he got in trouble for a few things. For one, he got into a scuffle with this high school kid he invited to his home. He sometimes I guess John Morant has this thing where he invites kind of local players over to have a full court game in where he lives. So during the scrimmage, it got too heated or too aggravated, and what ended up happening is John Morant ended up threatening this high school kid with a gun. And
Are you serious?
Yeah,
he pulled out a gun in his own house on a kid.
Yeah. He's a space cadet, but that's I guess that's way it. So that was the first situation. I'm not sure go ahead.
No.
All right, so that's the first situation. That's probably the most ridiculous situation, I guess, out of everything he's gone to. So I wanted to start off with how ridiculous he could be. So at another time, he got caught on some side of social media. I don't know if it was Snapchat or what have you, or Instagram, but he was waving guns around.
Oh yeah, that
right?
was with the strip club.
Yeah, the strip club, was it?
Yeah. All the floor was full of all the money, and he was standing in the strip club, surrounded by money all over the floor, all over the tables, all over the chairs, and he was holding a weapon.
And I don't even know about that one specifically. So I don't know if there was a third situation, but in the past he's been caught waving guns around.
Right.
So recently his team just got eliminated in the playoffs by the Lakers, and right after that happened, and now I'm not sure if this was before this happened, and that it was just recently announced, or this situation happened after the fact. But a couple weeks ago, it came out that Ja Morant again was listening to some NBA young boy or some bumping some nonsense.
Dude, that was just a couple of days ago.
Oh,
This is real time. This happened.
I don't
This
even
wasn't
know.
old.
Yeah. I mean, when I say a couple of weeks ago, I mean I think that's when an actual video happened or something.
Right.
So I think the video just recently came out, but this happened a couple of weeks ago. So he's in the video, he's bumping some music, and this is important. A friend for a second turns the camera over to him like this, and it flashes Ja Morant just for a second, and
He's holding that thing.
he's no, not like no. He's going like this, or some he's holding one gun or something like this and moving like this.
Right.
Moving, it's just I don't get it. I don't understand. So he's moving around. He's dancing with the gun. They showed a flash first. They showed him with the gun for a second, and when the Grizzlies found out, especially when it came to the other situations that I alluded to earlier. When that came out, the Grizzlies suspended him from all basketball activities. He's not allowed to go to facilities and practice. He's just suspended. We don't know how long what the duration is going to be. They're just like, as I said earlier in the situation, the friend had taken a picture of, had flashed the cameras, right? Very close friends. So the question is not, is Ja Morant stupid? Because Ja Morant he's a bad decision. He made forget the word stupid. He made a bad, reckless decision directly after he apologized for making a bad, reckless decision. And I'm not talking I'm not talking about whether or not it's right to hold guns or dance with guns or do something. It's at the fact that you knew this behavior got you in a certain specific amount of trouble. And you knew the amount of trouble it got you into, and you repeated the same behavior that you were just going on a tour for apologizing. So the question is not to ask whether or not we got some on my face. The question is not to ask whether or not Ja Morant is the person with the issue, because clearly he's the person issue. Is to ask, is his friend who's knew him since high school, and who knows how much of a bonehead he is. Was his friend more at fault than Ja, and his friend flashing the video over, showing because he knew it was wrong. He knew it was wrong that Ja was doing it, but he flashed it over, even though it turned around real quick. And
well, when the video I saw, he didn't know he was there. Here's the crazy part.
Yeah,
they're not even driving. They're sitting in a parked car like us.
Oh, it's parked? I didn't realize that. Yeah.
They're sitting in a parked car, and Ja Morant, who now they're calling Ja Wick. Like John
I know
Wick.
John Wick, yeah.
We're calling him Ja Wick. So Ja Wick is in the car at the steering wheel, and they're both vibing to the music, right?
Yeah.
And the one guy who's holding the camera starts to put his fingers up as if to allude, like, yeah, got them things, like the guns. And then what happens is, yeah, you're going to have to get creative. You could just, yeah. So now we're talking about the Ja Morant and how Ja Morant was, maybe you should come in from this side.
Okay.
Coming from this side, yeah.
No,
but I have, my kids were in the car earlier and all that, He's fine. Well, he comes in from my side, he'll be gravy. Yeah, that was the shirt I was going to wear tonight, and that's Over's shirt that he's always rejecting.
Even though I appreciate the thought that Elvis did. Good evening, T. Riddler. What's up, man? How you doing?
So Daniel B's in the house, looking good.
Ow!
Looking tall and confident.
Not according to Ori.
Yeah. No. He said he didn't think it was you because the person walking was so tall and confident.
Exactly. That's a problem.
But I knew it was you because you had a bag that said like, Gucci on it or something. It was like a bag from a store. It was the brown paper, brown bags they give for the store, so you can tell everybody I'm better than you and all that.
Look, he's insulting your character, boy. I was just talking about how you hunch forward.
I'm actually getting rid of all of mine. I'm getting rid of my whole wardrobe.
Nice.
And I'm starting from, not scratch, but 15% of what I have.
Good.
Only pieces that I will have for the rest of my life.
I'm with you, man. Daniel has a lot of stuff, and you know what it is though. Like I shop. I do a lot of thrift shopping, right? And these clothes, you donate these clothes, it's gonna go to people that's gonna appreciate them. So you'll be good to go.
Wait, what prompted the 85% of your clothes? You getting rid of them?
You realize in life that you have so much, and it just accumulates.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, how much stuff do you have that you actually wear and utilize?
Gotcha.
I mean, I'm sitting there looking at tuxedos, things, and all these are just ridiculously expensive, Kiton, custom suits, and I don't even wear them. That's not where my life is anymore. It's more relaxed, more, jeans and sneakers. It's something I used to never do before.
Right.
So it's just more of, I want all natural, organic. I want nothing.
Organic clothes?
Yeah, like cotton, like just no polys. It's just more simplicity. It's change, it's just more of going back to.
You want to wear the garbs where our brothers had to toil with their blood and their nails and their sweat?
Definitely. I'm trying to get a blood diamond. I'm trying to get it with still blood on it.
Let's not joke like that.
No, it is a joke. But what I'm saying is,
I was got deadly serious all of a sudden.
No. We got to be careful, man. That's not funny. People. There's a lot in the world that we think is like just we're saying it in jest, but we have to be very careful.
Yeah, but we're saying it just. But a lot of people actually says that, But I'm not saying that because I don't wear diamonds. Period. I don't. Number one, to me, diamonds is what do they say? It's actually. It's not even. It has no value. Only the fact that one company owns all of mine.
Exactly.
So you never see me with diamonds.
Nice.
I wouldn't even buy when I get married, I'm not buying my wife a diamond. I'll get her an emerald ruby, something that's actually a precious stone.
Right.
Not something that's owned by De Beers and they're sitting and saying, I'm only going to relegate it to you and this one, and I'm going to kill everybody to do it. So that's just not me.
Capitalism has no moral base.
Also, fun fact, Elvis came with me when I was picking up my engagement ring from my ex-fiance. And actually I bought the ring with Elvis. And I still got that diamond.
It's a beautiful diamond, but it's he paid like over $3,000 and it's only worth like what?
It's worth nothing. It's worth nothing.
Would they give you a G for it?
Yeah.
Probably not. Right? Yeah, that's what you always tell someone when the person says, "Yeah, these are VVS1 diamonds," and you just be like, all you have to do is tell them, try to sell one.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. But it's like they literally fabricate the market. Like they literally say, we're going to put out this much. It's like if I own all the grapes in the world, I can sit there and say what the price is. Right. And if anybody comes up with a great orchard, I'm going to take it, buy that, do whatever it takes to destroy that.
Well, but there's also demand. If there's demand for the grapes, the fact that there's demand for the diamond is what makes it, what drives it also. Right. Besides that, and it's scarcity and it's demand.
Well, but the thing is, there was before 1950, before advertisement got to it, nobody was doing that with diamonds.
Right.
Oh, I believe that. Yeah. I didn't read that, but that makes sense.
Like it was a big advertisement, probably one of the best advertisement campaigns ever that had people say you had to buy. It was 1 month of your salary.
Oh, and I thought 3 months.
Then it moved to 6 months. Then it was like a year. Now it's just to the point where everybody's ridiculous with it, not realizing it's not really worth anything in the grand scheme of things, because it's not a precious stone. No. It's only precious because the person owns it. But I say that to get back to my thing.
You're good.
It's more of I just want to clear.
I don't think you regress. You digress.
I'm sorry.
Right. No worries.
So I did it. I'm doing it to really simplify my life, but also gives me clarity. When things are clean, when there's no obstacles and no distractions, things are clearer. When I know, okay, I have this company that I own 5 pairs of shoes or sneakers, that's what I can do. Like I can wear it one day. I got white shirts. I could always wear that.
Also, Daniel, let's bring it down. Let's land the plane, and let me just say that you got too much shit.
That's true too. I have way too much.
You do not need all the clothes, all the cashmere, all the sweaters, all the scarves. You got too much.
Exactly.
You don't need 14 scarves.
And you know what I
You don't
realized
need
too?
75 shirts and 35 blazers. You
I
don't need
actually
that.
have 96 shirts.
96 dress
just
shirts. You don't need that.
Yeah, I really don't.
Like me, when I left the bar business, I had 150 blazers. That's ridiculous. I used to have, remember I had every color seersucker. I had the red seersucker suit, the blue seersucker suit, the peach one, the pink one. It was ridiculous. I had to let that go. So let's go back to the John Morant.
Yes,
Okay, yes,
you're making a life change.
Yes.
You make a life change. I respect it. That's a good life change you make. But
So
You
John
know
Morant-
about John Morant and
Yes,
what's going
I
on
do.
yeah,
with
he's a
that.
basketball fan.
He's excuse my French. I don't know what that young man is going through. But whatever he's going through, it's like a teenager rebelling. Everyone is telling you there's no need for you to do this. But he wants to feel, I don't know if he wants to feel cool, if he wants to be in that life and want to prove that he's in that life, because we know he's not.
Do we?
Yes.
Well,
I'm
Two-parent
sure
household.
we would have
Oh,
thought
yeah.
about that football player that killed his baby mother's brother and wound up killing himself. He's like a Hispanic guy.
Aaron Hernandez.
Aaron Hernandez, remember, he had...
But he was kind of
Aaron
of was.
Hernandez was about
He was
that
yeah.
life.
He was
he
about,
was about that life, but also he had mental issues with the what is it? They say he had CTE.
Well, that's the
I
nice.
don't know.
That's what you put on the
that's-
card.
Yeah, that's no
but you know what the thing
excuse
is, CTE is so. Think about it. It's when you.
No, but
your job is to hit someone at that level.
yeah, but
Awesome.
the murder was calculated. He did this murder to cover up a murder. So that showed not only premeditation but a kind of refinement that has done to like CTE like that pertains to your brain's inability to process things. But his that I don't know, does CTE make you maniacal?
But
I don't know
the thing
about
is,
that.
no. But what they say, your behavior changes. It's like, let me put you a perfect example.
Yeah, if you get a brain injury,
I deal with a person with mental illness.
Right.
My best friend had a mental illness that I didn't know. Reason why I didn't notice the difference in him, the things he was doing. When I look back, I'm like, oh shoot, I should have noticed that. But sometimes when you're close to someone, you don't notice that. You don't notice the behavior changing. You don't notice this. And that's what I think a lot of people did with Hernandez was after the fact, they were like, oh shoot, he did start to do this. He did start to gravitate to this. He would be up all night. He would be hanging out. He would be drinking a lot more. It's a lot more to it. So we can't sit there and say, no, this wasn't the case. It could have been the case. We have to always leave that possibility.
No, but we're saying that is the case. So you're saying that is the case. You're saying CTE was the case.
No, may have been a case that made him go maybe a little more far left than he would have gone if he would have been without it.
All right. Okay. No. All right. I see what you're saying. All right. But so you're saying. I think you were asking why John Morant is behaving this way and why you don't know. You think it has something to do with. It's a maturity issue. I agree. Yeah.
Because he's young. You know, it's you do things like that. So it's like we all made mistakes in our youth, somewhat. This guy has a lot of pressure. You know, like he has a lot. And you know, if our mistakes was on screen and on TV, it would be. Matter of fact, let's keep it real. If they had Instagram when we were younger, it'd be a lot different.
It's true.
Yeah,
I would be a lot different. I would have a lot more women than I do now.
Wait. Why Instagram then? Wait, why wouldn't Instagram now help you then?
No. I was saying like if I was.
Oh, you
on
mean you would have
Instagram
followers
then-
that would have kept remained from that
No,
past
like
time?
if I had, let me rephrase it. If I had Instagram back then, the way they have it now,
Okay.
I would be much different. I would, it would be a lot more happening. Social media has changed the game. I had to make phone calls to let people know what I was doing. You ain't got to do that no more. You know,
Gotcha.
so it's different. I grew up with Black Planet. We had a chat. We couldn't send videos. It was a little different.
What's Black Planet? Is that a dating app?
No, it was a website for Black people.
It was a chat room. Stop.
A
it.
chat.
No, it had a website.
Oh yeah. It had a website, but it was really like a chat room where you.
Is this just a chat? So only black? So you could do any? It was just for chatting?
Yeah.
And then meeting though.
Yeah.
I met people off of that.
Yeah. can meet people. It was kind of like the social media of the time for people of color.
I did not know that.
You
They
know,
made
we
that
had
distinction back
the
then.
biggest way we were able to connect was AOL Messenger. That was like a big thing. Ooh, message me, you know, like, you know, it was different back then. Now he makes whatever he does is watched by millions of people. Millions.
John Morant you're
Yes.
referring to.
So, you know, we have to think about that. There's a lot going on.
So I think the biggest question I had when I wanted to discuss this video is that does his friend hold any blame when it comes to now? I'm not sure if you know the story with John Morant's back friend. John Morant's back friend. They played basketball in high school. They were all on the same team.
You said John Morant's what friend?
Did I not say best friend? What did I say?
Oh, best friend. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
it's his best friend.
The
They-
one he's in the
I
video
thought you
with.
said black friend.
no, not his black friend.
Okay,
No, I didn't say
thank
that.
you.
Would have been funny if I said that, but no.
What you talking about the friend that he's in the video with?
The friend that he's in the video with, who's the one who turns the camera on John Morant.
Which he did not know that John Morant was going to have that weapon in his hand. That's why he turned it back so
But
fast.
I don't. How's that? John Morant was in. All right, from the video, John Morant was in the midst of moving, right?
Right.
And like, at first, the first time the cameras to him is when John Morant's dancing with the gun,
Right.
right? So,
Was it
John
alive?
Morant had to have
Was it
been
alive?
dancing. Was it alive? I don't know.
It was alive.
Yeah,
It was
but
Instagram
John Morant
Live.
had to have been dancing with the gun, and then he turned it over to him. He had to see John Morant dancing with the gun. And he
He didn't catch it. But let's say he didn't. Let's say he did. Your question is, was the friend more at fault than the person like John Morant?
or does his friend hold any kind of fault? That's not to defend John Morant. John Morant, that's not even a debatable
mean
topic.
accountability
John Morant,
for
the way
the
he's
friend?
John Morant is obviously an idiot in this situation. He's making forget the idiot. He's making let's not use inflammatory words. He made a bad decision, being
Stupidity.
that he literally got in trouble like just recently, went on an apology tour, and then did this right after. That's like unequivocally stupid. So the question is not, he's obviously the main guy at fault. Now the question I wanted to ask is how much, as your friend, your best friend, John Morant wears this friend's brand, right? So I assume there's some kind of protectiveness towards him, you know.
You think they might be lovers?
No. I'm saying the opposite. In fact, I think there was a twinge of
You think he's a friend of me?
that's a hard thing to say. I think you'd be so especially with him, you being how high stakes John Morant's position is, or how high stakes where John Morant's place is, and how his whole circle probably starts starving if John Morant probably was to cut them off. That he would do that, and he would record him in a video that's going live when I don't I had to. That didn't sit right with me to the because once again, John Morant's obviously wrong. Nobody's at fault more than John Morant. I just want to say nothing else.
How old is John Morant?
He came in the league at 19. He came in the league at 19. I think he's about 23, 24.
Can I say something real quick?
Please.
22, 23.
His friend is the same age. They're both stupid.
Oh, that's it.
You know.
Oh, I was age had nothing. Yeah,
No.
I wasn't
But
doing
I'm just
that,
thinking they're both stupid. They're both stupid together. Because it's not ignorance. Ignorance means you don't know. He made the
Yeah.
mistake, so he does know. So it's just now stupidity.
T. Rilla says that your glasses are great, Daniel.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
All right. Can I? Are you guys? Let me know if you guys have anything else to add to this, because I would like to add something
Okay.
to it.
Go
I just
ahead.
want to say this. Again, stupidity, young, rebellious. He doesn't. I don't think he sees the severity. Certain people, like Allen Iverson, give the best example. He said he went up to the commissioner at the time, David Stern, and David Stern said, started reciting the lyrics that he put Allen Iverson's album, his song, and it was just sex, guns, this and this and this, and David Stern is like, what are you doing? What are you saying?
You know, Starr actually talked about this with Allen Iverson's song, that he sat him down and read all the lyrics.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, and then he became MVP player the next year or something like
But
that.
it's still, even
yeah.
Iverson to this day in the interview, he regretted it. He said that was a big mistake. I don't know what I was thinking.
To do the album.
Yes. And it's to make the, so my thing is, when you're young, you're not seeing it. You're seeing everybody around you. Think about it. When I was with Allen Iverson, we were in Cancun, Mexico for Memorial Weekend. And we were next door neighbors. We actually exchanged rooms back and forth for, other reasons. But he's around hip hop artists. He's around
Tall
young
and
people.
confident.
He was, he was, like, when you're around that environment, if you're around nothing but hip hop and young, black people at the time, that's all you're thinking about. Morant is the same way right now. Look who his circle is. His circle's not LeBron. LeBron doesn't sit there and say, hey, come hang out with me. These older guys don't say, come hang out with me. He's hanging out with kids his age, even in the league, and they're making mistakes. So what he does today may not mean what he regrets he may regret it tomorrow.
So let me see if I can follow you. Daniel B is saying that we got immaturity here. And this immaturity is leading us to where we are now with these discussions and his events. What is Ulrich saying?
Oh, you're asking me straight? What he's saying? I'm saying I think it's clear that he's immature. I'm not on here discussing whether or not his immaturity. I'm saying if his circle or inner circle, and this might speak more to his immaturity, if his inner circle has any
turn your phone on. Let me have your phone. And put it towards put it towards the chat so I can hold it and look at it myself.
Yeah. So
just put on my channel.
Okay.
So the question is for my position, or the question that I only care about asking is if his friend has any blame to this situation, or was his friend by recording him,
So you're not really, you don't have a position. You're questioning the situation and
the
wondering
position's pretty straightforward.
Tell me, what is your position? Because we understand your question. Was the friend in any point of view need to be held accountable for his actions and revealing what John Morant was doing?
Yeah.
And your thing is what?
And my position on whether the friend is accountable?
Right.
I mean, yeah. I mean, John Morant. John Morant holds the ultimate blame, but you know the situation. You know that your friend wears your branding. You know how big. You know the position your friend's in. So as a friend, your friend is being stupid again. You're gonna put that on camera? I don't understand.
What if he didn't know his friend was reaching for the gun and making that?
That's the
that
part
move?
where we disagree. That's the part where I think we disagree, especially in terms of the video. I think he's well aware John Morant's is turning up and playing with guns. Go ahead.
So I want to use an example. I remember me and my friends started this publishing company and came up with a magazine, right? All owned by blacks. Young urban, I hate to say the word urban, but young fashion magazine. New York Times called it the New W magazine, just to let you know how cool it was. But there was nobody telling us what to do. There was no one showing us the way. No one said, hey, this is how you do it. Everybody reprimanded him the first time.
He grew up in a 2-parent household. He went to the nicest schools.
But
who are we talking about?
John Morant.
Well, no,
I think you should refer to him not having guidance.
No, but guidance as far as someone in the league showing him, saying, hey, this is what you do. This is how you set up your team.
How many grown men need their handheld while they're crossing the street?
No. Well,
he's a grown man.
No, he's a grown man, but he's still doing something new to him. I don't care what you're doing.
What do you mean new to him? New to him being what?
He's still in the league. He's still trying to find his way. He's still, yes, he's good and talented, but he still needs, how to put it to you? I hate to say this, but a lot of people, no, I'm going to say this. a lot of people have mentors. They have people who sit there and show them the way. Say, this is how you do it. Jay-Z's
course.
whole thing is a blueprint.
You
I'm
need a
giving you
you
guys, hold on.
Wait, you need a
I'm-
mentor to tell you.
Hold on.
All right.
He's telling rappers, I'm giving you the blueprint. You are young, making money. This is the blueprint of how you can be more successful than me and how to do it. Is anybody giving him the blueprint? These young rappers, they know what they're doing. They're grown men. But the blueprint to progress, when you at a job, there's a CEO that's in there saying, this is how you get there.
So at no point in all right, listen. I haven't always been the best employee. At no point during my job did someone have to tell me not to.
Mentor you?
I'm not talking. I'm not. This is not about. This is not. It has nothing to do with being intelligent, being not intelligent, or that.
Let me just
John
say.
Morant,
Let me just say
Go
what
ahead.
Patsy 22 Nasty says.
Okay.
Pat's 22 Nasty. No, two parents
This
doesn't
is crazy.
mean.
I'm watching myself for this.
No, two parents doesn't mean he has guidance. When the kid is a meal ticket, nobody in Sumner, South Carolina is a millionaire that's black. I'm from South Carolina. It's poverty there. John Morant is a meal ticket. Nobody was going to tell him no, including his parents. I'm from the South Carolina, and they put him in a pedestal, even as a teenager.
So you're saying
That is a freaking great comment.
That is absolutely, yep.
That's a great comment.
The higher you get, the more yes people are beside you.
So you're saying this young man has possibly wait, Rick, go ahead. You got the faces, boy. Go ahead.
I'm not saying that him having two parents meant that you couldn't do anything wrong. You can still do something wrong with having two parents. And I'm not saying that part of having mentorship and having guidance is accepting guidance and accepting mentorship. So a lot of people have these people all around them, have these people available, have these resources. I can tell you, working with kids here, you can have kids that are messing up with homework. Kids will have that same problem over and over and over again. And kids every day we will tell them that we have a resource and offer them a resource. The kid will still not do their homework. It's not indicative of them not having a guide or a mentor. The excuse that people don't say, I don't know his life. I guarantee you he was surrounded by mentorship and guidance his whole life. He probably had strangers guiding him, telling him the right things to do, telling him not to do stupid stuff. Guidance and lack of mentorship is not his issue. Arrogance and lack of consequences is the issue. That's a whole different subject. So
Arrogance
everything you're
and
saying,
lack of consequences is his issue.
so he hasn't. The fact that he did this gun thing, because I didn't even want to. I thought it. I didn't even know I have to. I'm shocked that I'm defending Ja Morant, like that the people are even defending Ja Morant thing. I thought it would be a more interesting conversation to talk about his friend, but we can talk. I can do the low hanging fruit with Ja Morant. But he is not. Ja Morant is not. Ja Morant. I can't believe we have to say that. Ja Morant's lack of mentorship, lack of guidance. He was a meal. I agree with you. He probably was a meal ticket his whole life. Because he was playing with Zion Williamson. Zion Williamson was this great high school player, probably the most famous high school player.
He's in the league now, no?
Yeah. So they played on the same team with that same guy. Those three played on like team together in high school. Yeah. So I'm not like.
So these are amazing players we're talking about.
Ja Morant was the second overall
Even
pick.
his
He was
friend
the second
that
overall
recorded
pick.
him was probably no joke.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah. Well, he just didn't happen to make the NBA, but probably compared to random people, he's probably better than most random people. And so, anyway, I feel like what's happening right now is we're making a bunch of excuses. No one can deal with anything. No, this is a funny thing because I didn't want to bring race into it. But I guarantee you, if this was a white dude, I can't believe I'm doing this.
Why?
I can't believe it.
I see you doing it. I'm watching. I'm listening.
If this was a white dude who did some dumb shit, they would be like, burn him at the stake. We need to.
Really?
What I'm saying, literally, this is the black privilege, not even black patronization we have, not even black privilege, the black patronization, that the fact this is a grown man, this guy's 22, 23. I'm not saying he's not young and immature making mistakes. I was making mistakes at 21, 22, and 23. So, but the fact that we're a guy who just did something a week and a half ago, he just got in crazy trouble like a week and a half ago, and he repeats the same thing,
right.
And we're still making. We think black people are retarded. We think black people are rescue dogs. That's how we treat black people, especially black athletes.
Wow.
We treat them like they're retards. I hate to. I don't care how the hard R I use, but we're paid.
So you're saying we should not be making any excuses for him? There should just be consequence.
How would you deal with your kid? How would you deal with your kid for doing this dumb stuff? That's how everybody should be looking at him. How would you feel if Cody came at that? Wouldn't you be wanting to slap?
I'd be shocked. I'd be very shocked.
And wouldn't you be a little angry? Like, you must be the dumbest little. Are you crazy? And he gave.
Well, go ahead, please. I want Daniel B.
So my thing is, you're not understanding when I say mentorship. Yes, he had parents; they could have probably told on it, but nobody's going to tell somebody who's making $100 million or whatever million he's making unless you have someone who's made it. That sounds good at your level. It's like somebody unemployed telling me what to do with my money. I'm gonna look at him like, what are you talking about? Especially as a kid, I'm gonna sit there and say, if I'm making $300,000, I can only I only respect somebody who's making more than that to lead me and show me the way. You can't sit there and say, I'm making $25 and I'm a bus driver. Not knocking bus drivers, because bus drivers, should not take the bus. But what I'm saying is this young man is making millions of dollars, more than possibly anyone in his circle. This man is he is the next big thing.
Affluenza, that's the affluenza defense. I'll get to that.
So,
but affluenza.
What I'm saying is, it's more of. Again, I'm going to use an example. I'm going to use an example of Dame.
See, this is the thing. I don't want us to go to the Jay-Z's and the Dames.
No, but
I want you to. I want you to talk about your experience.
Okay, my experience is.
That's why you're here.
That no one. I hate to say this, but there's very few people that show you the path on how to get or achieve what they've done, or not to make the mistakes that they've done.
No one can. But okay. So,
can I tell you my thoughts? Mm-hmm. I haven't had a chance yet, I don't think.
Gotcha. I got so much. No, sorry. Oh, no, this is sorry.
You want some of this Nas?
No.
This energy drink?
No.
Is there water on the door? There should be water.
You got a little easier.
Yeah.
A little easier.
Yeah, I don't need water. I have a lot of issues.
All right, so listen to this, guys. I'm gonna paint a picture real quick. I want to tell a story. Let me tell the story. Oh, Rick, don't interrupt me.
I wasn't gonna interrupt you.
Don't interrupt me. Okay, let me tell you a quick story. Okay, it's like almost like a fantasy in my head, right? And we got John Morant, right? He's in a room with all these basketball players, right? And he's looking around the room. And everybody is limping around. Hey, like the older guys, they all got limps. And he's like, okay. And the older guy goes over to him and says, hey, man, how you doing? I heard you the next big thing. And he says, well, And the guy's like, do you know who I am? And John Morant is like, nah, I don't know who you are. And he says, wow, you should Google me real quick. You got your phone on you, right, young blood? And he's like, sure. So he Googles the guy, and he realizes this is like one of the greatest players that ever lived. And then the old man, he's like, when I say old man, I'm saying 50-year-old guy.
Yeah.
That's old. And and he says, look, you see that guy right there? He's going to get up any minute now. Let's wait for him. And he's watching. Then the guy comes over, and they help him up. He got a suit on. And there's hundreds and hundreds of people in this room. And John Morant is this 20-year-old man, 21-year-old man, looking around at everybody 50 years old, could barely get up, could barely walk, right? All former players. And this one old guy is telling him, you see that guy? He could barely get up right there. I want you to Google him. Do you know who that is? And he's like, no, I don't know who that is. He said, well, you know who Dr. J is and Michael Jordan, right? You know those guys, right? But look at this guy. So he looks the guy up and he's like, whoa, oh my goodness, I heard of him. Yeah, he's like, yeah. He says, you know, we all used to be like you. And the next guy coming up is going to forget who you are too. And you're going to be just like us in a room with your suit on, with your money and your young wife, barely could walk, can't jump no more. Not everybody gets to be Shaq. And you know, Shaq, I heard Shaq had such horrible knee problems that he can only go like 20, 30 minutes at a time. Then he has to stop and sit down somewhere.
That makes sense.
Yeah, all these players are like that. You know, the guy from the football who there was all that controversy because he went from
Even pro wrestlers that deal with that crazy.
Yeah, they have to deal with that. So
yeah.
we got this young guy this is when he had $17 million. The story's in my head when he's first coming in, 17 million. Now
you get a $4 million signing bonus as a rookie, and that's all you can if you're a lottery pick. But because you rookies used to be able to get anything, but now rookies there's a cap on how much rookies can get.
Right,
yeah,
but now he's off the rookie thing. Now he gets
now he has a big contract. He does.
He has the 200 something mil, and out of the 200 something mil, I heard it's guaranteed 20 mil. From the 200, he's like, they rush him to 20. 20 gets rushed to him, and then he gets paid every year for 5 years, X amount of millions.
All right. Yeah.
And you have this young man who's living in a different time right now. And this time right now, I say and I argue that he's been around too many old men who can't walk anymore. And these old men are letting him know that in the future, you're going to be just like us. And you're going to be working for the league, and you're going to be the league's bitch. And yeah, they're going to give you a shoe, but the best thing you need to do is maybe come up with a shoe that nobody, come up with a shoe and stack them, because maybe you'll be able to sell them yourself. Like, let's say Jordan, he's like, every once in a while, there's always this Jordan shoe that he played to certain games that come. I know Jordan is releasing these shoes on the low. He's just giving it to certain people to, you know, and then a lot of times they selling half game shoes. You know about that? This important person played a half of a game with this shoe on this day, and look, they signed it. These players are preparing for the future when they retire. So I can imagine this young man who sees his best friend not make it to the place he wants to go, who's selling clothes, and now he has enough money to never have to work again. And he's like, I want out of this.
Oh, I didn't know you were going there.
John Morant possibly wants out. John Morant possibly wants out of this reality that we're in, where he is someone's bitch for the next 4 to 6 to 10 years. And John Morant is around nothing but old guys. They have old timers day here and there, and they're all limping their asses into the locker room. Hey, young guys, let me tell y'all, and they're all talking like this, and they all got money, but they all limping. And one thing about a young athlete, they ain't trying to limp. And if you give somebody an X amount of millions, they only wanted to make 20 million. Now you're giving them 200 million. He's like, I want out. I want to hang with my boys and build something. I want out. This could be possibly a whole entire ruse about how the hell to get out of the NBA with a big ass check.
I strongly disagree. I think
Boom.
I think this is a guy.
Mic drop.
I think this is a young man that
Big Elvis the Chef. Objective perspective. Premium Black News. No one saying what I'm saying. Worldwide. Show me a clip of somebody that's saying we got a young man who figured out how to get the hell out of this.
What's your retort? The daddy. How do you disagree?
Man that's acting young, that's being young, that says no one can stop me. He doesn't believe he can be stopped. He feels he is unbeatable. That's how young people think and be, especially when you're young with money. You want to be a rapper, and rapper want to be a basketball player. it is what it is. It's like you want to be something.
Why does it have to be so simple?
No,
Why
Why does it have to be the low-hanging fruit that this man is talking about? Why does it have to be what everyone is talking about? Every single person has put this young man, like you said, they think all black people are fucking buffoons.
oh, definitely.
This is
Soft bigotry of low expectations.
Yeah. Say that
Well,
again?
wait,
The soft bigotry, which I don't think is soft
look
bigotry.
what the whole
Soft bigotry of low expectations. That's been used to allude to how people don't think black people need more than any other race did, even though you can't even necessarily correlate. You can't draw a bunch of most black people to slavery. You can't even connect them fully to slavery. People who've never even lived in who lived in countries who haven't had slave black people lived in countries that haven't had the slave, were free people, essentially, or lived in countries where slavery wasn't necessarily as prominent. However, these current black, somehow, no matter what their black plight is in the current day, somehow these people are handicapped. And they're saying that they're not saying that they're handicapped because of slavery. They're saying you're handicapped because you're melanin.
Can I just say one quick thing?
Pat 22 Nasty says, and by the way, what's up, Peter Griffin? He says some athletes are like that. That's why he said he was taking a break from ball to get his mind right. The first incident in the strip club, he definitely sounded like he wasn't feeling basketball. Let me tell you, Daniel B. Ulrich, this is possibly the greatest grift known in our timeline right now. Just imagine the guy who has it all, has everything it takes to win, but at the end of the day, he's like, all I need is this. Everybody's talking about all the money he's lost and how dare he, $200 million, he's gonna take a chance like this. Well, he want to be a gangster? No, he wants to be free. He wants to hang with his boys, listen to NBA Youngboy. They want to have 20 cars and 40 bitches and a big ass house, and they don't want to go to work.
Yeah, but
they don't want to go to work.
I don't think that's you. So I agree with that guy that said a lot of players do end up just making crappy decisions. But I think you're giving Ja too much credit. You give Ja too.
Why? This is a guy who had a
because
mother
this
and
is
father
completely
in the home.
unrefined.
This is a guy who went to private school. This is a guy who's been mentored his whole life. How many coaches have had that talk with this man? And all the while, Ja Morant, aka Ja Wick, has been waiting to get out of this.
But I was waiting to and put this point in. So the Ja Morant and the Memphis Grizzlies have a reputation, but this is before all the gun stuff happened. Had a reputation as NBA bad boys. Like how I guess the Pistons were in the 80s.
Oh, the Knicks.
Yeah, the Knicks.
The
Yeah,
Knicks
yeah.
were
But
like
no,
that
these
too.
no.
With Anthony Mason.
Yeah,
was
with Anthony
slapping
Mason, Charles Oakley.
Yeah, Charles Oakley was.
Yeah.
Didn't he shoot a couple of people in the Queens Club?
Yeah, well, I'm not denying that the Knicks and the Pistons. What I'm saying is, what I'm saying is, currently, I'm saying the
allegedly
the Grizzlies, this guy Dylan Brooks had a reputation for kind of talking out of their mouth, disrespecting older players, and talking about even disrespecting LeBron directly, talking about he's old or something. Like they were a brash brash team in general. And Ja Morant and this guy Dylan Brooks were coming two of the leaders of that brash team. But so Ja Morant, it wasn't so much. I don't think it's a grift. I think he's been shown a pattern of just immaturity. More so than a grift. Even I'll distinguish him between him and Allen Iverson.
You need me to move on?
No.
Fine.
I'll distinguish because Allen Iverson was another bad boy. Allen Iverson, was considered. Yeah, Allen Iverson, I don't think was a bad boy at all.
He just didn't want to wear a suit.
Ja Morant was. Ja Morant is the Allen Iverson is the teenager you don't have to worry about on blocks. Ja Morant him and his dumb friends might be. Because him and his friends might be the teenagers you don't want to see later on. Because think about it, they're grown men punking younger kids with guns. These kids, he's
He's talking about
volatile.
the incident that happened with a
Yeah,
high
this
school
was Ja
student.
Morant. Yeah. So
Did his mother, did
but-
Ja Morant's mom call him and said, "Come here and handle this"?
Yeah.
It was a drama with some guy, and she wanted her son to come
Yeah.
over there and
No,
slap somebody down.
But that's how I want to. So I want to. But I only said that I mentioned Allen Iverson because Allen Iverson was a rebel, and if I always had respect for Allen Iverson because there was always reason you can trace to what the things he said when he said y'all getting mad over practice, y'all having a conversation. He wouldn't get mad about the responsibilities. He's getting mad about the media, the kind of media blowing stuff out of proportion. When he got into a brawl where he almost went to locked up, it was his friend who threw a chair, not him throwing the chair. Ja Morant's a person throwing the chair. Ja Morant's a liability, and it has nothing to do with his immature. Well, it has to do with his immaturity, but it has nothing to do with the reasons for his immaturity. No matter how good no matter how good your life has been, that's not an indicator. Like, all right, geez, I'm going on a lot of tangents. I disagree with the nature versus nurture. I disagree with that. That's one of the dumbest. Nature versus nurture is one of the dumbest.
I'm giving you the last word here. Oh, Rick.
Nature versus nurture is one of the dumbest things one of the dumbest debates about what influences your future more, how you're raised or your natural inclinations, your natural instincts, and it's by far the latter, meaning your natural instincts, because your nature, the things you're born into, the things you're born with, no matter how much guidance. No matter how much guidance, mentorship, influence, Ja Morant's nature makes it go like this, doink, doink, doink. That's his nature. So regardless of some people can hear influence, and some people can receive it, and some people can, I guess, grow or take nourishment.
So you cannot accept my theory in any way.
No, not even a little bit. No, not even a little. That would assume some kind of genius.
Can I just say, I have a question.
Now, Daniel, last word.
All right. I don't think Ja Morant is doing anything that the 1980 players, 90 players, 2000 players did. The only thing is he's on social media. He ain't doing nothing.
That's a
different.
difference. That's
a
the
great-
difference.
Nothing
Great
different.
answer.
Actually, Anthony Mason, we know what they did. We were in the city when they were doing it.
Facts.
They were on a whole nother level.
Facts.
Whole nother level of
When
doing
Anthony
this.
Mason showed up with those, remember those white and black mink coats?
Yeah, with his brother.
We all,
Yeah.
everybody, the most gangsterist gangster was standing on line, moved out of the line.
Do you think LeBron? Do you think?
hold on,
Do you
did I
think?
just say
No,
one thing?
just a big point with the. Do you think NBA players currently do drugs and party really hard? Do you think just current NBA players? Yes, or no? How many current NBA players do you see doing drugs, partying really hard on their Instagram live?
None.
I think that's my point.
But
There's a
Wait, do
difference.
you think that the NBA players are partying?
Of course, but they're being they have more discretion. So I said that to respond to the thing you said about the Anthony Masons
They're
and the
not
people in the
drug
90s.
testing NBA players?
It's easy
Like
to
a
get.
random thing.
Yeah,
maybe, right?
but
Anyway, go ahead.
but the Anthony Mason thing, I think when you said the Anthony Mason thing, you were saying to say times haven't changed, or people were as dumb as they were beforehand, but there wasn't social media. No, I don't compare Anthony Mason, because people can still have, just because there wasn't social media then doesn't mean that if there was social media then they'd be dumb enough to have stuff on social media. That's why I said, how many do you
Right.
think a
Good
lot of
point.
NBA
Good point.
players
Good
do
point.
drugs?
Good point.
I
Good
think
point.
I think probably I'd be shocked if there wasn't a maybe 1% amount of people who don't party, promiscuous sex, cheat, do all that, but they're not hot with it. It has nothing to do with fame or fortune. It has to do with your stupidity, your circle,
I'm
everything.
calling Ja Morant a genius. You don't think he is.
All right, can
I'm saying Ja Morant is a genius, and he's been planning this since he was 17 years old.
He's so
I'm gonna
smart,
say-
I can't even fathom how
I'm gonna
smart.
say one
I don't
last
even
thing.
get it.
I'm gonna say one last thing. Why are we talking about him more than we talking about the Olympic swimmers who robbed somebody, got in cabs, said they got kidnapped, and all the rest of that? How was that?
I know nothing.
I didn't know
of
that was a
this.
topic. I'd love to discuss that topic.
I know
didn't
nothing
that.
about this.
This was a popular
No,
topic. It was a
Ryan
popular
Locke,
topic.
all the rest of
It
them
was a
did the
pop-
same thing, but it was just whitewash.
When?
Leave it
What
on
year
that.
was this?
This was what? When the last Olympics.
Okay, I know nothing about this.
See,
I haven't watched
exactly.
TV in so many years.
Exactly.
That's
No,
the
it was in the
problem.
news. It was a big
I don't
topic.
watch TV.
Mhm.
I just started watching TV for shows like this. You are appreciated for tuning into the Premium Black News Channel.
Thank you.
This is a channel where when Daniel showed up late, Ulrich was so pissed, he said, I'm not getting out the car. And we still did the show. Okay? Premium Black News, y'all. You are appreciated. I will come back in 5 minutes, possibly with another topic. But we have
Ulrich.
and
Daniel B.
Big Officer Chef Rosenberg. And look in the descriptions. That's where you'll be able to press and donate.